Okay, I know the word maxi's kind of rough, right? But a lot of us are kind of like hex maxis, right? Listen, I could be tolerant, man. You guys do whatever you want to do, right? I'm like, everything I learned from Richard Hart, right, about crypto worked. And every time I don't follow that, it fails, right? So, and then but I keep doing it, right? So, because I got to fail, I got to have some sort of experiment like that.
Let me give you guys a little reminder here. I don't work for you. Hi. I don't work for you. I don't do anything for you. I don't owe you anything. Nothing. Neither does anyone that I know. In anything that I'm involved with, you must have no expectation of profit from the work of others. This is not a security. You're not buying my time. You're not, none of it. Nothing. None of that. If you want Hex to be better, go make it better. If you want Pulse to be better, go make it better. If you want the code to be better, go make it better. It's on GitHub, GitLab, gitlab.com/PulseChain.com. You ain't going to get no expectations of profit from the work of others from me. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. Now, by the way, how's that worked out? Seems to have worked out just fine. So, no singing stories and like, you know. I tell you what, if you wanted to make a lot of money in the world, telling big stories is something that I see all the time. People tell you a big story, they get your money, and they never do anything they said they were going to do. It's called scam. I don't like this. So, no expectations here.
Go fuck yourself.
What the heck?
What the heck? Why do you have a mug and I don't?
I also got the T-shirt and the
Even
mug.
Chrispyman left because he
Oh my
doesn't have a mug.
He didn't get a mug either.
Chrispyman was starting the smoke machine, so the smoke is still here.
Nice.
But
Crispy rolled a fat blunt. He's got a Cohiba that he took it all out and then he packed it all in with the smiley green, and now he's. You can see the smoke next to me here. That's him in the green room still.
Yeah,
nice.
It should be. We should have something with green smoke. That would be more
It's not green.
Why
It's
green
not
smoke?
green. What are you talking
Red
about?
smoke.
legalize it.
Oh, it is legalized with you now, isn't it?
Yeah. But not on the Oktoberfest, I hear. It's forbidden.
Verboten on the
On
Oktoberfest.
the Oktoberfest. Yeah.
Only beer. Only beer.
And not
Guys. Hey,
schoolyards.
congratulate me. Congratulate me. I am the proud
Happy
owner
1 year
of-
Pulsechain.
No, not yes, that's good, but I'll tell
Ah.
you what's great. I'm the proud owner of a
perfect
dairy
flawless-
farm.
Oh,
Shut up, Peter.
What?
I'm a proud owner of a dairy farm.
You have a
Dairy-
goose now?
I now have 24 cows.
How much hex did you sell for that?
No, shut up, Peter. I heard that there is much profit to be expected by the
Yeah.
work of others.
Oh.
I don't get it. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't
Sorry.
get nothing, Peter.
Very strange, guys. My camera died.
Yeah.
That's strange.
That's too much smoke there, Crispy Man.
Yeah,
I
you're
guess.
smoking it up.
Spoke it up. It
Smoke-free
did,
home, barely used.
it made a little
Smoking
bit
gun.
of noise and boom, all gone.
It's okay.
I'm sure you.
It's okay. I'm too
Back.
low here in the saddle. My cows.
You actually
So what's
have
up,
cows?
guys?
I do not actually have cows. It was a bad joke. Shut up.
It was really bad. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, Peter. Yeah, Peter. The bad
Okay.
jokes are. I don't get it. What's this English thing going on here? I don't understand. Can you say in Slovakian for me?
No.
Okay. Tell us a Slovakian joke. Let's see if we get that one.
Yeah, but your prime minister. No, better not.
So a prime minister walks
prime
into
minister.
a crowd.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was in some country town, wasn't he? In some small town.
It was a smaller town. Yeah.
And an elderly gentleman just had enough with his
Had the
politics.
courage.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
did a JF Kennedy thing yesterday. It's crazy. Still in
Yesterday?
hospital. Oh, yeah.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday's
like-
breaking news. That's what you get on this show. It's the What the
So-
Heck show.
Oh boy, well, like it's funny. Like 2 years ago, almost around this time, I think, ex Prime Minister Abe also got 2 barrels to the face.
Oh yeah, in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nintendo Land.
See, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
copycat over the Slovakia. They say
Yeah,
so goes Japan, so goes Slovakia, as they say.
There you go.
I mean, but it was not successful.
It wasn't.
So, nah.
Well, go show them how to do it, there, Peter. Come on, get your airsoft out. Give them a whole
No.
bunch of bruises.
No.
All right.
But the Japanese guy, he did. Phew, that was Jesus Christ.
Oh man, it was
Stuff.
a homemade like bazooka. It was.
I mean,
double-
he
double
blasted
barrel
that
shotgun.
guy.
Yeah. The amazing thing was is he blew Abe away, but didn't hurt anybody else. So that's amazing.
Yes.
But it's not.
That's what
positively- it's
professionals
not
do.
it's not positively amazing, but it's amazing.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
Oh well.
Well, here we go. Let me say hi to the chat as we do. Thank you to our loyal listeners for tuning in. We got a Hex on air first. We got a Wookiee on the
Yay.
chain with a man flu. What's going on there?
What? What?
What?
Is the Wookiee sick? Give the Wookiee a cookie.
It's a little sick Wookiee.
Oh,
Man flu is the worst. There's nothing to be joked about.
Man
You
flu.
women out there. Man flu, yeah. The snizzle and the running nose and the
Snizzles.
cough.
Snizzle?
Is it the C
Yeah.
word? Is it the C word?
Mm.
And I don't mean
Hold
cunt.
on his ear.
Now, Peter,
Get Maddie in the house.
this is
Good
a
to see
fucking
you.
family show. Stop your swearing.
Hexander in the house. What the gif? Yeah,
Mm.
coming to that 10,000x. How
Yeah.
crazy!
Peter's giving it a limp-wristed
Nah.
goodbye
my,
wave.
My fucking chart. I wanted to show
Yeah,
that.
of course. Yes.
the-
It's
what
a
the-
coin that should support the ecosystem, right?
Mhm.
It should improve
Yeah.
Hex.
Oh yes.
We heard it million
Yes.
times. It's bullshit. If you buy it, good luck to you.
It's immutable against dumps.
of
But look
course
at
it
it.
is.
It
It's-
just dumped
Yes. Yes.
like
Of
crazy.
course. Of
I
But to
slept
be
on that
fair,
dump.
it recovered. So
Oh, nice.
For
so
now.
what the GIF? One of the few tokens to actually do a 10,000x on
Wow.
Pulsechain. At least that is worth mentioning. But other than that, I don't know much about it.
Yeah, 10,000
A
X
few
on
tears I'm
$10
shedding for the-
liquidity. Of course, yeah, sure.
What? What about we had a little
Cow
green
swap.
knight? Oh boy.
It's
That's
a great
right.
comment though. It's a good
Mm.
comment though. Bull run. That's also good.
Yes.
Now comes
I
the
like this
dairy
question.
jokes.
Ah, yes. Derriere. Go ahead.
The dairy. Toby one in the house. Is this streaming on X? I hope so. Let me see. Yes, we got
Yes.
10 people watching on the
Yeah,
X.
it should be, yeah.
Is this streaming on X? Double check
Heck.
that.
Hex
What the
Glenn.
hex?
What
Hex
the
Glenn.
hex?
Nice.
Red Squirrel in the house.
Oh, one
Maddie
wallet dumped.
disagrees. It's not a 10,000x.
If you couldn't buy it on Christmas for sub Satoshi. Ah,
Maddie
I
got-
see.
Maddie got jokes recently. I don't know what's
I
going on
know.
there. He's like
Maddie-
AI. He has AI jokes going on. It's crazy.
His AI joke. Well, we're at the
Yeah,
Chat GPT 4. Hey, Chat GPT 4,
Like
give me some
ChatGPT,
jokes.
write me some stand-up jokes, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
that's-
I want
it's
to.
being
Can
done.
I just before you say hello to everybody else?
Yes, I'm done. You can.
gotta
We
say-
can
I
now
gotta
continue
say-
with the show.
I gotta say that Maddie was. Did you see BitBoy on the anniversary show where he touted that he was going to do some stand up?
Yes.
Yeah, that Maddie was just like holding him up, and the shepherd's crook was coming from off stage. It's like wrapped around BitBoy to pull him off, and Maddie was just like keeping him up from the floor from all the rotten tomatoes and fruit that the audience was virtually throwing at him. Man, he stunk up the show. But Maddie saved him, so thank you, Maddie, for making BitBoy look passing possible
Which was
near
gracias.
comedy. Yes.
Yes.
He's really got to like take an open mic night from people that like legitimately tell him maybe stand-up's not your thing.
Kind of, sorta. But it was a good conference, I think.
It was a great
Amazing.
conference.
Why doesn't this go Pulse thing? It doesn't go out. Oh, here it is. Okay. 101 speakers and Ben Armstrong doing his first ever stand-up appearance. Nice.
Comedy bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a belated laughter that I missed during the actual episode.
We tried. Those jokes were dry, man. That's all.
Well, where were the jokes? It's like you got to know your subject matter before you joke about it. It's like, hey, who's? He's like looking at the screen. He's like, okay, so who's from out of town?
Yeah.
Remember to tip your waiter. I'm here all night, everybody. It's me, Shecky
But it's
Green.
improv, though. It's improv.
No,
Okay,
there's improv. His jokes and delivery was improb. Means it's improbable that I'm going to laugh at it. Anyway, let's carry on with the show. Chrispyman, the bestest of the joke tellers of the entire community.
That's
Welcome
right.
to the show.
Wow, wow, wow. Hey, good to see you guys. Wonderful
See
day, huh?
you.
Another Hex Day.
Awesome day. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What happened?
Well, somebody emergency end-stake 292 million in penalties.
Oh my
God.
On the old Hex system. Payout on the Pulse side is over 22. That's where we'll be at a minimum. That's where we'll be in like 10 years or so, right? But
That's like the second biggest Hex payout day, isn't it?
yeah.
I think it's the first ever biggest, if that's a word, on Pulsechain.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Uh-huh.
one.
Yeah, I mean, if I look real quick
It's
at the
the-
payout.
It's
Actually,
the
I've
first
got a,
biggest. I don't know if you catch the cryptomatic. Ethereum doesn't exist. Okay.
Oh right, sure. Yeah, yeah. It's
They're
the
always
first ever.
all-time highs coming. So
Let's just erase 4 years of our history where we were grinding up
course,
in
yeah.
these crypto
You
streets.
pay attention, please. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, it is the second largest ever in Hex terms ever. And and it's looks like the first largest on Pulsechain.
Woohoo!
Woohoo.
Stakers get paid.
So here comes my question. Why does this website, Hex Daily Stats, tell me it's 22 hex per T-shape payout But
Mhm.
if I go and look at Apex Win, it says 38. Oh,
across the two sides,
no,
maybe.
no.
No?
Enhance.
Huh.
Enhance.
Huh. Interesting. Nobody knows, man.
Why
Enhance.
does it? So
It
is this
doesn't
is this
enhance.
like a lead into a joke? Were you
Who's
joking?
lying?
or-
Yeah, it's always a lead into a joke.
No, I was hoping you have an explanation for that. Why is
Well,
there this big discrepancy? And you see it up here, the pinky, it's not even big enough for the chart
That's-
to show. Oh, now it
I mean,
enhances.
you
You
wanted to
see
say
here,
it's too
38.
big.
well, it's likely a difference in how they're doing the work, right? Between the two different softwares. In the background here, I'll pull it up and see if I can go right to the contract and just see what the number is.
Oh,
That's
we're
right.
going
Pull
right-
it up and get right to it. That's what my
we're
wife
going
told
right
me last
to-
night.
to the ether scan.
Pull
Woo.
it out or up or I don't know.
Your friends.
Well, in this
It's
case, you got to
nice,
go
no
over.
much
In this case, you got to go over to the pulse side, right? So I'm just going to go directly to the contract and just go see what it shows up as. But yeah, I mean, regardless, it's a lot of penalties. But it's amazing because the effect on the system is very limited. You know, I mean, certainly it affects price if somebody's dumping the price. But
Right.
as far as the rest of things, you know, when I first saw the posts on it, I thought it was 300,000. I was like, oh, geez, we're going to be at parity, you know, with the number
Yeah.
of T-shirts. But then obviously it's not 300,000. It's only around 30 or 40,000. And so I was like, damn, you know, so we will see this increase and we'll see some, you know, today there'll be a big payout.
Yeah.
And in the future, we'll see the you know, the new share rate ratchet up a little bit, but it, you know, on a normal day we can see 30,000 end, you know,
Yeah.
so it's not.
Yeah. Crispy, I got a question here.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
of all, I got to work in an epiphany I just had, and that was, you would say that this is the second biggest payout on Ethereum side, correct?
Yeah, according to the Hex daily stats information we were just looking at. Yeah.
Okay, so then that would make this the penultimate penalty day. Okay, moving on.
So
These are the
are
jokes.
you
the worst thing I ever heard. It was terrible. It was horrendous. Well, it wasn't.
Yes, thank you. But other than that,
are you going live with BitBoy and the two of you are going to kind of feed off of each other or what?
I will. Yes, let's do a joke down for turf.
We should just do a regular joke stream. That would be pretty good, actually.
regular yoke stream.
Yeah.
Yoke.
Wookie says this show is stand up.
Yeah,
We
no,
got a
sit
question
down.
for
It's,
Chrispyman from Anthony Munoz, which should be a super chat, really. Can we see a $200 ink this bull cycle, Mr. Crispy, sir?
Yes.
We don't do forward moving price statements on this
Well,
show.
yeah. Magic 8 Ball says maybe. Right? You know, I mean,
The crystal balls of
Oh,
the
look,
Hex
let's see.
Fire.
50-50.
yeah, I think in crypto, a lot of things are super possible, and comes down to people holding and selling, and yeah, it could definitely go to 200. Will it? I don't know. It's more about watching when it actually happens. You know, when it happens, I'll be able to say, yeah, I went to $200. we always thought it was going to go to 200, but yeah, you know, the scenario set up for it. For sure. I mean, there's enough large holders that are holding and mining it, or excuse me, farming it. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, the downside of this, what's going on today, is of course there are some monkeys on the X which claim to have figured out that this has to do with the Hex 19 hack, which
Mhm.
happened. When was that? 2 years ago?
Ask
Definitely.
Matty. He broke the news. He's in the chat. You can ask.
yeah, I
him.
thought it was 21. No.
Yeah, it was definitely before the launch of Pulsechain. So
Yes.
if we're talking copies, that's all very weird.
I don't understand how. Was this one? Okay, was this one stake? I here's a guy that just woke up. Okay, so tell me, was it how many stakes was it that these people unzipped?
It was about a dozen.
A
Something
dozen.
Like
So after the first one, they didn't notice that they're getting like no returns.
I guess we'd have to go check to see if that's actually true. I think there's a bunch of them that have not been ended. So, but
Just every
but yeah,
couple of
we
years,
could-
they'll try to get nothing out of the gumball machine.
yeah. I mean, I don't know why you would pick the lowest of lows to do it.
The highest of lows.
Why under a penny? But thank you.
Mm.
I'd much rather see this happen for those now than later, right?
Yeah. Although the
Very
price
strange.
has not really reacted on the Pulsechain side that much, or is there so much liquidity that it's just being, absorbed like that?
Mhm, mhm.
Because on the
Just
ETH
testament
side,
to the well,
if that would happen, we would have dumped like crazy.
at this price and at that volume, like Crispy said, this is only an average 1 day of
Yeah.
of end stakes, so it's not going to cause tremors. Maybe.
Well, I think
November 23rd.
I think
November
in
21.
I think
yes.
in price it could,
Maddie, thank you.
right? It could create problems in terms of price, but I don't think so much in how Hex works itself. And so the penalties I did confirm on the contract. The penalties are 292 million.
Okay.
So that is correct.
Jesus.
So that came
That is
across.
what's on the daily stats side as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when we used to have 292 million in your wallet?
No.
I don't
Never.
I don't remember. I don't remember having that either. So about 146 million are going to come out in terms
Right.
of payout to people, and so maybe you're asking why there'd be a difference in the payout amounts, and so if we divide that by 9,449,194 T-shares. The payout per T-share is somewhere around 15-ish. So on the Hex daily stats, they actually keep track of how many shares are changing throughout the day, and so
Right.
that payout is more live. And so it's likely they're removing the 30,000. There's probably been some other T-shirts that disappeared today. There was like another big stake that came out today too. So that all comes together for the increase. But so I think what we're seeing on Hex daily stats is about correct. It's about right.
Can I break in for a public service announcement, please?
Use hardware wallet. Yeah.
Not only that.
I did it.
Just in general, you dipshits out there that are not paying attention to your security, your OPSEC level, and doing a multifaceted, multi-tiered type of security posture. You're working that out and double checking that here in the throes of the last eeks of the bear for us, not for the rest of the world, for this ecosystem.
Right.
If you're not double checking what you're doing a huge disservice, not only to yourself, but the community, because we're all linked up. As we saw today, there's this residual effect. It wasn't massive today for us, but every little decimal place of loss due to hackers dumping on your heads is your responsibility, because they only have one directive, and that is to dump as soon as they get it. They generally don't look at the price and wait things out for years until it hockey sticks up.
But
No.
Papa, I don't want
Yeah.
to hurt the price.
Yeah, well then.
I'm a hacker.
Well, look, it's the rest of your bags and the
yeah.
people to your left and to your right. What if they're the ones that get hacked and they go, oopsie, I didn't use a hardware wallet. Oopsie, I was waiting. Oh my God, the latest argument for having a hardware wallet but not actually activating it and sending all your liquid assets to it is I got it, but I'm just waiting to decide what I want to protect on it.
Right.
So don't be stupid like that.
Yeah, but it's just so inconvenient for me to have to use a hardware
I
wallet.
know it takes.
I mean,
2 of your 13 IQ points to figure it out.
I can't be in the movies and just push the button, and
Yeah,
I can't.
No.
I can't
Actually,
be driving.
does it work with Google Assistant? Can I just tell it what to do? I'm just so into that. 2 buttons I can't even deal with. I can't crypto. I'm sorry. MetaMask is great. It's just on its own. It's just I'm in a raw dog on MetaMask. All I want, jump up and down on it until I get some nasty incommunicable disease, and It's okay. Fine. It's okay. Oh, my money's gone. Oh, woe is me. I'll pass the hat and give you my dono address. Come make me whole again, everybody. Yeah.
But since this hack happened in 21, the only way this is actually possible then, if it's the same wallet, is that they didn't emergency end stake all of them back then.
Yeah, I think they didn't, because I remember there was one hack where the hacker unstaked a lot, and then noticed that he's getting nothing for the unstaking,
Oh, and then
so he stopped.
yeah, the fees were also very high back then.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's also
So
deterrent.
now he's returning to do the job.
Yeah.
And my question is, why didn't the owner of the address unstake it first?
If there's any
Yeah.
value there, correct.
Yeah. Well, there's an easy answer for that, right? And the easy answer is that they, the owner, they already had compromised the keys, right? So the keys are already out there. And I if I remember correctly, somebody was working on, keeping the ETH out of there, but as soon as you put anything in, start taking action, if somebody's got it set up, right, they're just going to drain it.
Yeah.
Right. And use your ETH. So it's kind of like that chicken game, right, Peter? So we're both looking at the same wallet. You put Pulse in there to do the transaction. I jump ahead of you and end it.
Hey, Crispy, that just reminds me. You're old, like DJ and I are.
I am.
Peter's the young chimp of the monkey bunch, but
He is.
But he looks old with the hair. But anyway, Crispy. So basically, could you equate this to having a really bad case of chicken pox, and then this is like the shingles that comes 20 years later? Would you say that's about right? Is that it just is a residual thing? This attacker's going to show up every couple of years and try his luck. It is a good question. Why doesn't somebody just put it out of its misery and just emergency end stake all of it with a little bit of gas?
Yeah, I suppose. But I maybe some, on ETH, I think the thinking might have, I can't speak for Hex 19, what he's doing. I don't know. But I mean, maybe on ETH, the thinking was, I'm not going to move $20,000 worth or $10,000 worth of ETH in for somebody just to steal it. On Pulsechain, maybe nobody really thought about the fact that it's really cheap.
Right.
And maybe that was the move. Maybe that was
I want to know, did this attacker get anything from this?
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
He dumped it all. Like,
I
he got something, like 20% of the whole stuff, right?
But what did he get? I mean, like, what in dollar terms did he actually accomplish?
Right.
All right.
Millions
Bob,
of
hold on. I'll tell you how much.
Few grand?
You got.
Here we go. And remember the slippage and whatever on the ETH side. And anyway, that's a
but
good,
also why Crispy's looking that up. Papa B, I saw the question as well today on the X that's saying, why didn't the owner of that wallet protect it with a hardware wallet in hindsight? Which is of course not how this works, because once the seeds are compromised, hardware wallet or not, it's gone.
But let me add to that, and that is that people think that a compromise can happen on a soft wallet once, but when your door is open or unlocked, everyone's going to try it, and other people can come in. Other bad actors can also share your seeds with that wallet. It can keep going on as many times as Mars Stealer goes out in the wild, and it's coming out like at a record rate now because the bull run is in. So attackers are like waking up saying, whoa, there's money in this? Okay, let's run this almost for free, send it out and attack the top 50 soft wallets and wait till people type in their password.
Right. That's why we always say you have to set up your security and the time pays me functionality of Maddie's project if you want to use that before you start your stakes. That's ultimately the most important thing.
And don't giggle if you go and you take any one of these practitioners' advice and get involved in something or subscribe to something and get the security component ready and in your hands. Don't stick it in your credenza and go have a dinner party. Don't don't sleep on it, right? Yeah. Get it activated and get familiar with it immediately as soon as you get it. Install that deadbolt on your door and freaking
Yeah.
clickety clack it. And
It's another story we had a few weeks back, right? That there was a party at the house, and
geez.
some random guests of the dinner party
Mm,
were
it-
scooping around the house to the
It
rooms.
didn't
and
start.
seeing
Hey,
whether there are
DJ,
any
it didn't
passphrases.
start that way. It didn't start that way. It
Oh
started
my
just
God.
like every other, oh my God, I've been hacked type of
Yeah,
issue
at first.
starts.
Yeah, sure.
It's always that. I've been hacked. Oh my God, I've been hacked. Did you mismanage your keys? No, couldn't be. I have them written down on my bar napkin, and I kept it on my office, my office desk, just like always. And I had a dinner party, and there were some stray guests that just happened to come in my house, and they came with cleaning ladies, and they came with like shifty weirdos that were doing the house painting, and now it's gone.
That's right.
You open up that door, you should always obfuscate, scramble up your seeds when you keep them on backups, and keep the recipe for that scrambling, that obfuscation should be also kept somewhere else, so that if someone views it and takes a snapshot of it or does away with the bar napkin, they still can't get into your wallet. And by God, use a passphrase too and keep that separate. For God's sake, you guys this is not year 1 anymore. This is like year 6 that we've been at this freaking hex game.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's very
Yeah.
frustrating.
All right. Yeah.
Brrr. So
So
again,
what
we
else
had
is new?
the Pulsechain conference. Have you guys got
Yeah.
any final thoughts on that? I think it was a successful event, and
I
also
agree.
Richard Hart tweeted out to watch day 3 of the conference, which is where we had our panel pop up here.
All right.
Yee-hee-hee. Not day 4 where BitBoy had his stand-up comedy.
Right.
session. But day 4 was
Wah, wah.
crazy as well. Like some very good announcements. So I really liked it, and
Can we
can
review what-
appreciate
Can we
everybody
review the menu from day 3? Can we
showing
see
up for
what
that.
was on day 3? Why
Menu
Richard
from
may have
day
been
3.
tweeting this out?
I had that up earlier, of course. Now
Because
he
of you,
asked me that.
probably.
Well, yeah, it's always okay. Peter, you know what? I think that Richard said, a reprieve from Peter's presence. He's was sleeping during the thing. This is the only time that you guys have to not see Peter, and I recommend it highly.
I had it up, but I closed
Peter
the tab
Parker.
already.
So hey,
it is-
the number
it
on
is
that
what
looks
it
like it's about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 60 million.
Hex.
6 million hex.
He got okay. So
It's about 600,000, right?
Yeah, ish. Yeah,
60 grand.
yeah.
Yeah.
600,000. No, 500,000.
what
Half a
the-
million dollars.
Less than that, yeah.
So, Maddie, could you please reach out to Hex 19 and tell him, don't do this again. Go get your money. You go get it, and you can get your money back. Thank you.
Yeah.
Gee, no, 100,000.
How much? 100,000?
Yeah.
It's not. That's not enough. That's not enough. You're miscalculating, Peter.
60
600,
Mm.
yeah, 60 million. Yeah.
60 million.
times 0.0018
Eight.
6 time equals 111,600.
That's on the E-hex side then.
No.
Well,
No,
then why would
it's
you put
the-
00?
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the wrong line. God damn it.
But also an interesting side effect that Crypto Khalil was tweeting earlier today is that the OA will be
Yes.
receiving around 200 million hex.
Woo!
today, which of course is true. So that's even more hex off the market.
Yeah, and that's an argument to be made for if there's a silver lining to this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is that it does lock up more hex.
That's right.
If you want to consider that a silver lining, I don't know.
Yeah, it just locks it up away from the proper owner, and we don't condone that shit.
Yeah. Half a million. God damn it. That's a nice Cullinan.
It is.
Mm.
Tom Gillespie says, are the Saudis still in charge of Pulsechain?
Of course they are. Haven't you looked at the chart, Peter?
I guess so.
Tom Peter
Guess
Gillespie.
so.
Tom Peter.
Big fan of the show. Tom Peter
Big fan of the
Gillespie.
show.
Big
We are not
friend of the
in
show, yeah.
degen generation, are we? We messed up, right? And now it's too late to like
What do you mean?
play a part, or can we still get in there?
Where?
To be a DJ,
DM him
sure.
and ask if we can.
To be a DJ, yeah. I mean, that's
I
that
don't
part.
know.
That part is easy.
I don't know
What the-
which
I
part
think
you're
I
at.
think
give.
we were invited from like day one,
Right.
but
I was
I,
not.
but no, I think we were invited. In all honesty, KDP reported the hacker cashed out 200K. Okay, there we go. But I think we were
They should-
invited,
Damn.
DJ. We were invited, I think, but we didn't interpret it correctly in the old DMs. It said, hey, you can apply or you can contact me for
Right.
whatever. It looked like a copy paste job. So I'm like, I think I was traveling in Japan at the time. And I said, oh, well, it'll be there when we get back. But I didn't mean to snub our beautiful Tom Peter Gillespie. And you know what we can do? We can look forward to being the first to review the documentary
Right.
with him live here
Yeah.
on the What the Hex show.
Which
Which is like the epilogue. It's like the epilogue to the last one, right? The first show that we had here was with Tom Peter Gillespie, as our very first guest 1 year ago, to review the Hexicans and the Time Value of Money series, which got
That was
the,
great,
it got the
by the
it got the Emmy. It got an Emmy award. So
It did.
yeah.
And here's
What?
Alexander, who didn't
Really?
watch last week's show. Drive the OPSEC message home by changing What the Hex's intro to the lowest of stakes segment with Papa B.
That's a long intro.
Because
It's
that's
too
exactly
long.
what we did last week.
It's what we did last week.
Caught out.
Thank you, Alexander. But it should have been a 10 to 20 second sketch. But
Well, no,
it
we
was 2
played the
minutes,
full
and it was
thing.
like,
It's so funny.
Why would you edit it? Right? Like, why?
Why would you?
Yeah.
It's the
the
lowest of
message.
stakes.
It was the lowest
the
of
message.
stakes. There's no editing.
Doesn't
That's a beautiful production, by the way. Congratulations to the lowest of stakes.
Yeah, check out the lowestofstakes.com.
It's a companion set to the highest of stakes.
Yeah. Did you guys know that
Yes.
Pulse Domains has a referral program? I didn't know that.
No.
And people who referred already made 18 million pulls. How about that? A
That's
whopping
like
18
Wow.
million pulls.
Let's go.
So check out Pulse Domains. You can sign up if you're a community influencer. Maybe that's
and our
something for
donor
you.
address is whatthehex.pls. Just for your reference.
I thought it was 14th.
14th Pulse,
PLS.
that's my own. That's my own.
Oh, that's
Dun,
yours.
dun,
okay.
dun.
14th
Well, there's
Pulse.
DJ Cryptomatic.pls, of course, but hey,
Ah.
we do this for the love. And Maddie had interesting breaking news as well that Liquid Loans
Liquid
is
what?
building, Liquid Loans.
Liquid
Say it
Loans.
again. Building a site kind of similar to Hex Scout or something, which features all kinds of tools and info on the community, has an onboarding tool in there. So that'll be interesting to see.
Doesn't
Yeah,
it
I
include
think
the
that comes
Bitboy-
out.
Doesn't
I think
include the
that's
BitBoy
fantastic.
Laugh-O-Meter?
That definitely should go
Wah,
on there
Yeah.
too.
That's the lowest of stakes.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know, guys. It's good though. It's good they're building that.
it's very
I
good.
think more tools is better.
Absolutely, because
you
some
know,
people
'cause-
might get onboarded through that, others through that. So the more, the merrier.
Yeah. Plus,
Right?
this is DeFi, right? So you don't know
Yeah.
when the 3 or 4 Ds will get you, and so there's some projects people become disinterested or whatever, and or maybe they just fade away. And we've got plenty, right, that
Yeah.
have happened in the past, and so having more is better in that way.
Yeah, Toby caught that like I caught that. What are the 4 Ds? Are they just all dicks, or are they? There's more than that. Yeah.
All dicks, yeah. Divorce,
The stand-up
divorce,
show.
Divorce.
disease, death, disinterest, drugs. You can
And
actually
another-
we usually use 5 of them, but yeah.
Another community story. Corey Costa, honest question: who is still bullish about a Hex? Chrispyman, are we still bullish about a Hex around here?
Well, you cut out, so I don't know. Were you fudding Corey?
No. He's asking you the
Right.
question that Corey posed to everybody, and that is, are you still bullish on Hex?
Yes.
Yeah, I am. Of
Cutting
course
out.
I am.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm like nonstop being bullish about it. But yeah, it's contrarian as heck right now. That's for sure. To be even interested in staking or anything. But look, listen. All you have to do is go look at the holders and the amount that they're holding to know that the market traders, whether they're swing or otherwise, right?
Yes.
They're accumulating more and more hex in preparation for the bull run. So yeah, it's bullish from a token perspective for sure. Sentiment wise. Now those of us who mine that are looking for long term, engagement, that's a different story, right? Well, we're pretty bullish, but it's very hard to talk to somebody about staking now. I mean, they just come right out and tell you, hey, no, I'm not going to stake. I'm going to dump on your head. So it's just how it is.
With pride, they say that.
Well, Papa, you know how it is. I mean, that's kind of.
Yeah, but the
that's a
message got
little
lost
sharp.
because of the price performance. So that is not what's helping. Like, I also still believe in the delayed gratification and staking it away. But the people who did not do that and like try to ride the waves, they currently come out the victors in all of this. So it's very difficult to conquer that in a debate. The tide, the tides need to turn. Like,
yeah, it's an argument that you can't win because all I have to do is say to you, hey, Peter, or DJ Cryptomatic, I traded the top at 40 cents. Beat that.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's because that's how crypto works, right? I mean, crypto is all about swapping and trading, which is one of the main things that at least the community embraced not doing, right?
Yes.
Early on, based on what Richard had to say. And so first off, if you believe you're a better trader than everybody else and you can go fight it out and win, then you already lost them, right? The staking is kind of like on the other end. It's more like, how do I create forever income? But we're in the middle, right, of a cycle. We're not at the end of a cycle.
Yes.
And so we get to, I don't know what's going to happen, man. 4 years from now, we come back and look and say, hey, look, there was a higher high during the uptrend, and there's a higher low. Look at this. Wow, that means if you bought at a penny, you're doing pretty good.
Speaking of penny, spending the penny with
penny is dropped.
Obi.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Obi-Wan.
Hit us with the charts, man.
I'm going
Still another 30 seconds to go, Peter. You got to wait for it for a segment that we lovingly call
TL with Toby.
Good job.
Almost.
By Starbucks. So,
wow.
Now,
thank you to our sponsor. How you feeling today, Toby, with all this crazy payouts? Isn't that incredible?
Hey, you know what? I love it when my T-shares are doing the work for me.
There you go.
It's better than working for a living. And just a quick comment on your thought on the people that were liquid doing better than stakers.
Yes.
You're assuming that those people traded well, and the majority of traders get wrecked. So of course you're going to hear about people, saying they made mad gains and they sold the top and they rotated at the perfect time and another asset that pumped later.
Talk is cheap.
Holders and founders.
I'm telling you, look at all the guys that rage quit at the lows. Look at all the guys that, maybe got some out at the top and then, missed out on all the yield. And now they've went and got themselves wrecked trading something else. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't necessarily believe that that's the real world scenario. So
no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying people tell me that when I try to tell them about delayed gratification and staking hacks.
Yeah, that's a narrative that's out there. Crispy can tell you.
You remember the other day we were on stream with Maddie on Maddie's stream, and I looked at the DCA, and so if you had been DCing into EHEX only, not getting a copy, didn't include any of that, and you just did like a standard amount every week, you're about in profit. You're break even or profit. And so this is the other end of things. Like, can you imagine having been able to go through the last 4 years and you haven't, even though the charts make you feel shitty, right? You haven't lost anything if that was the scenario. Now we could probably cherry pick a bunch of stuff, but so what happens?
Technically, you kind of lost your money, but you still have your coins.
Well, you lost opportunity cost in that way. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're quoting Trayvon.
Yes, according
Yeah,
to
it's coming back though, guys. It's coming back.
everyone.
So
Save your
we got
Confederate dollars. The South will rise again.
Yes, here comes the hopium dealer, Toby
Here we go.
one. With
That's
the
right,
chart.
baby. However, we got rug pulled by
Woo.
TradingView
What?
because
Oh,
this
no.
lovely
Saying so.
thing, a long
Okay.
time ago, it pivoted to where this was the weird ticker you might see up there at the top, Hex USDC underscore F6 DC. That was Hex on Ethereum that you could chart on TradingView forever, and it had all my big beautiful lines and all my different levels and all that great. Boom, gone. They yanked it.
Why?
Boink.
Why?
Yeah,
What's
they
going
just
on?
periodically they will do
Ever.
that. So I learned my lesson the hard way before, where always have a backup chart. This one actually goes all the way back to the very beginning of Hex, which is nice. But some of the highs and lows are a little different, so it does change some things in a minor way. But generally speaking, the overall pattern is the same, right? So we've got the giant, whatchamacallit here, the big
That
white
comment was great.
parallel channel, right?
Boom, juice.
And then
Boom,
this is cool
juice.
because it actually goes all the way back to the launch in December of 2019. So that's kind of cool in a way that we have that there.
It doesn't exist, Toby. Like,
What's
get
that?
up
Shut
to
up,
date,
Peter.
man.
Some X's. We need some X's for sure.
It's
For
not
sure.
real.
So,
not real.
but
It's not
zooming
real
in,
money, man.
I always start with the OG of hexes, my
Enhanced.
first love, and basically we came down here and very similarly to what chart we were using before, we got these bounces off the bottom of the large white descending parallel channel, worked our way back up, and you can see here this yellow squiggly guy, that's the 21 EMA. So that's been the battle. We had a nice little wick up all the way up to the 55 EMA and got rejected back down. And then we've just been riding along that 21 EMA, trying to get above it, back down below it, trying to get above it once again. And that is forming what? My favorite pattern, parallel channel. So we've got this orange descending parallel channel within our larger white descending parallel channel. And you can see that we're working our way back to the top of that. So, trend is your friend. It seems to me like, without some larger bullish sentiment in the market, which I think is a ways off, sadly. So sorry about that, Moon Boys. We could be working our way down this channel and maybe retest the lows again. And that would bring us down to 00127 if that's the case, if we just keep marching down here until June. Now, that's not to say that this we do have a higher low at this point. So as long as 00163 holds on EHEX, I would remain hopeful that we could continue higher and then create another higher low and then maybe start a reversal, which would be fantastic. But if we cannot hold 0016, we got problems. So that's that one. Moving right along.
Wait. Before we move on, can we and now with Chrispyman here as well? What's the strongest, thickest bonding pair now with EHEX? Is it Ethereum or is it
a flutter for a moment?
USDC or is it DAI? What is it?
You don't ask these questions in advance, so I got to go grab the information. But
Come on, it's an improv show, man.
I'll give it to you real quick. If you wait a second, it's surprisingly strong. Are you talking about EHEX or HEX?
EHEX.
Experimental liquidity there now.
Has the thickest liquidity, Papa B. Half a
I don't know
million.
about that, but it's
Well,
thickened
the
up.
liquidity is 190k USDC.
I sprinkled a little cornstarch in it.
Or 49 Ethereum, whatever that is worth, times 3. So that's another 150k.
Oh,
So it's not
there
much.
is. Oh, no.
But it's kind of depending on ETH, I think.
Okay, so it's half bonded with ETH and half of USDC.
Yes.
Crispy, if you want to take a second to find it, I can do one more chart and then we can circle
keep going,
back.
Toby.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll have it in a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That'll keep you from feeling like you're under the pressure cooker. So looking at Pulse, we've got this big ascending white channel that we've been talking about forever, and then we got the infamous tweet, and then the dumpage beyond that. Went down below the pattern, found some support in this very. There's a. Do I have it on this one? I don't. Damn it. There's a thing, I believe it's called the VPM. It's basically where like most of your volume is, and it'll be a chart that kind of comes in from the side. So it's like a histogram that comes in from the side and it shows you where the most trading volume is in a particular range. And I don't have it on this particular chart, but I have a feeling on Pulse, if we had that, and you can just kind of eyeball it, you can see there's a lot of activity right along the level we're at now all back through here. Back here, we had another significant area of activity. So that makes me feel like, this is a strong consolidation point. We wicked down to this previous low here and came back up. So I feel like this is kind of like a limp dick breakout. So you've got this descending yellow channel, and we've just gone sideways. We've broken it, but not with any conviction, and then just continue to go sideways. There's a couple different ways to look at this. It could be a bear flag. It could be a triangle that, could potentially, break to the upside. We'll throw this on here, and then we'll just see next week, which way it went. But, you can kind of get yourself an idea of a little triangle that might be forming here, right? Something like that. And then, so if, and then if we break out of that triangle, typically the breaks of a triangle are going to be the length or the height of the triangle. So if we do that and we bring that over here and come back up, does it take us anywhere significant?
Breaks to the downside.
It does take us back up here around this level at 4066. So, maybe there's something there. I don't know. But whenever you kind of just like, kind of seep out the side of a channel and don't really have any conviction either direction, it's really frustrating because it just gives you no indication of what's happening. Right. So sorry about that one. Pulse X, unless Crispy, you've got the info, and then we can pause.
Yeah, I'm ready if you want to look at it real quick.
Yeah, let's listen to some.
I have my screen up there if you want to pop it up there real quick. So, Papa, to answer your question, I'll make this a little bit bigger. This is looking for EHEX and what we have for LP that's out there. Now, we do have a pretty high total. I mean, it's 3.3 million in total, but that also includes the single-sided stuff that's up here on 9mm from BankX. If you take that out, we've got about 2 million in liquidity on the Pulsechain side, and over a million of that is HEX, so HEX from both chains, and followed by a PLS and then UFO. Right. So this is where the EHEX has gone, and that's quite different than PHEX.
Wait, before you go away from EHEX. Can you determine which thread though that would have if we get a tailwind in any one of those pairs, the opposing side, what would that which one would you see would pump? For example, if Ethereum pumps, would EHEX catch a tailwind to the upside? Would it seem like it's going up in price even though it's just standing still?
So you're asking what will push it up if it's paired with something else?
Yeah, regardless of trading, if it's paired and one of these goes up, then EHEX would go up. Which one would it be as the chief pair?
Yeah, well, I think you're going to see that more on the Ethereum side, right? Because we have the Ethereum on that end highly linked to it, but not on the Pulsechain side.
No, not on the Pulsechain side.
But if Ethereum goes up on Pulsechain, right, whatever it's paired with will go up. And so if we look at WETH and see what that is, right? So look at the bigger ones, right? So the WETH that's linked strongest is PLS, right? So that's where you get that pump. I don't know if you can see it on my screen if I made it big enough, but that's, you've got on V1, you got that, EWETH to Pulse pair at 19 million. I mean, that's a lot, right? So, I mean, if that doubles, you now got 38 million. Of course, that filters through the system, and then everything gets affected because of that.
Right. Okay.
There's probably some effect from PHEX as well. I'll look real quick at PHEX. We've got 23 million. And so if ETH goes up and it pushes Pulse up, Pulse pushes HEX up, HEX pushes EHEX up.
So we're all still kind of bonded, regardless.
Oh, yeah, we're bonded, man.
Yep. Just wanted to point that out to Peter.
There's off ramps all along the way, though, right? There's leakage in the system, so it's like, for the engineers out there, right? It's kind of like an electrical current system, right? So you have all these different paths for the electricity to go. Same thing with the value, and so some of it will get pulled off into different directions.
Okay. Thank you for that in-depth answer. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Crispy's got the numbers, bro. Crispy always has the data. Crispy, for those that maybe don't know, can you tell them where they can access some of this glorious data?
Yeah. I never show. You can go over to the website hexfire.io, and if you subscribe over there, it just like it's that free service. You can go into my subscriber chat, and then I post a lot of that information stuff up there. Of course, other people will join the membership, and then we have a whole bunch of data in the background, like those charts that I just showed you are all available. That's what I call the spot APY chart or set. Because what's happening is we're forced to face these issues, like what do you do with the HEX? And so people want to know, well, like, where can I earn the most, that type of thing. And then questions like Papa's come up. So.
Nice. Hexfire.io link is down in the description. Check it out, guys.
And Crispy, you don't have to comment on this, but I've heard that in such groups, occasionally people are eligible for airdrops of other things.
Oh yeah,
no expectations.
Well, yeah.
No expectations.
Well, solid. So because even I don't even know how
what
the hell
hex?
Have,
I know, right?
What the heck? What the Hexfire somehow
what the
got connected. I got connected with Solid X. Solid Hex, the firewall.
The firewall.
And
yes,
because he watches Maddie's show every week, he sees us talking and all the rest. Anyways, he was very gracious and gifted a whole bunch of Solid X to people.
Nice. He doesn't watch this show. Nobody watches this show.
No,
Nobody
I bet you he
watches
does
this show.
watch the show. I did.
What?
Solid X is awesome. I'd love to be able to speak with them someday. I am a happy holder of Solid X myself. So back to the charts. So over here,
Buy my shitcoin.
we've got Pulsex, and we've got these lovely ascending yellow parallel channels that we've been looking at always since July of last year. Fell through the bottom, tried to get back in, and then we've got this descending orange parallel channel that's kind of limping along down and to the right. And same situation. It looks like the majority of what we're trying to get back above is this yellow 21 EMA. So same deal. Wicked up to it, pushed back down almost to the bottom of this channel. So it gives me some confidence this channel is pretty legit. Typically, I'm trying to find multiple touches of candle closes. Wicks don't give you as much confidence, or it doesn't give me as much confidence. They don't play out as frequently. If you start drawing your patterns with wicks instead of bodies, then your success rate drops precipitously. So anyhow, this one's got numerous touches on the top and the bottom in candle closes. So I feel better about that. Wicked up, tried to break here on May 7th, came back down to the bottom of the channel, came back above, wicked almost up to the 21 EMA again on the 13th. And now here it looks like we're trying to make a push again. So, if we were to finally get a break out of this, and I think this would, everything kind of moves together in the RH ecosystem. So it's like all this stuff, you're going to see similar moves when it moves. What I like is confluence. When I see a measured move of a pattern break taking me to another area of support or resistance, such as the 55 EMA. And then also you can kind of look across here, and we had a wick up to that 4 zeros in the 3 area back here. So that would make me think like, hey, this looks like a spot that we could maybe finally make the break and test that 55 EMA level. And then, onward and upward, possibly getting back into this broader channel. So that would be that. Coming on over to PHEX, Peter, pay attention. Now we're at PHEX. We drew this triangle last week to kind of see, how this was going to play out, if we might get a break up or down. Down looked pretty gnarly, but there was some reason to believe that is potential, and that would be a 0058. But it looks like at this point we're trying to break below it. The candle body is below currently, but we've still got like 3 hours before the daily close, something like that. So, if we get back up in this triangle, I would expect, more resistance at the 21 EMA around 009. Ideally, we get back to the top of the triangle here, and then maybe even wick up and test that 55 EMA, which is just under a penny. And if we break up, we could get back inside the channel, and then, we've effectively established some higher lows. So that's that. And then on to the favorite of the fan favorite is ink, right? So just to wrap up here, we've got the ascending parallel channel, much like we did on Pulse X. Made the breakout, and got some dumpage back down, tried to hold above, came back down to the midline of this upper channel, came below, wicked down to the bottom of it, strong support here around the $2.50 level, and came back up. And once again, what are we doing? We're fighting the 21 EMA. So similar situation, do we work our way back down, maybe test around 265 again, and then slowly work our way back up? Or, do we finally make our break above the 21 EMA, get back up above $3 up to closer to $4 at the 55 EMA, and turn this death cross into a golden cross, in which case I would expect a move up to above $5.
Now,
So
for it to be a
that's the
golden
move now.
cross, they would both have to be pointing in the upward direction now.
Yeah, well, those slopes would change as we moved up, right? So
That would
all
take that would
start to
take
switch.
that would take over a month, wouldn't it, to do that?
Potentially. I mean, it depends on how much you want to zoom in onto that cross right there, because like right there, you can see the 55 and the 200. Like technically, that's a death cross, and then we had a death cross way back here on the 21 crossing the 55. And when was that? That was back April 13th. So this would take a long while for the 21 to catch up. This one, because it just broke through, I feel like it could go sideways if we got some major movements up. If we got like a 10-20% move up, or even more than that. Like if we got back up to what I'm calling for, you're looking at about 20%. So yeah, so if we got a 20% move up, that would start to flatten out that 55 EMA. The 21 it's not going to move for a minute because it's a 200, right? So maybe this is just a little dipsy doodle, not like a major death cross, and we can start working our way back up. The 21 EMA moves faster, so with those kind of moves, I would expect this to round out and come back up, and then so that's
So
a little hopium.
So and Ink's tied about the same value, like 38 million or something, to Pulse and to PulseX. And so you get the split effect that whatever Pulse and PulseX are going to do is going to affect Ink, right? So it's kind of interesting to see how all this comes together.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of coming together, it's time not to come together. It's time to wrap up the freaking show. Chrispyman.
Wait.
Outro!
Damn it.
Outro. No, I still have some shill duties to.
And don't forget showing the third day as well, the menu that you were supposed to enhance.
Yeah, no,
Enhance.
I'm lost there.
Enhance.
I'm lost in the sauce. Did you know Pulse Latina is launching her own shitcoin?
Oh, surprise.
Everyone, let's
Surprise,
launch
surprise.
shitcoin, man.
Let's
launch shitcoin.
How long
And
did
this
we
is-
not know that was coming?
This is especially funny because this was such a debate in the community. So, another lovely looking female coming in,
Sure.
making friends, only to launch a project, and then was like, "Oh no, you shouldn't be so toxic." We
But
need to
hold on a
embrace
second.
new
She
people."
celebrated her follow from Richard with much fanfare, and this
Yeah,
is the way
that
you lose
too.
it.
And of course, she's launching her own dairy farm, like Papa B, where you can farm some stuff. So watch out, boys!
Milk it.
Watch out! The Pulsechain tour coming to a town near you with your captain RG3 and the Crypto Sparbuch tour. So they are now coming on to Amsterdam, where one of our crew members, Proof of Beard, is a speaker on the stage, believe it or not.
Nice.
So it's
Very
happening in Amsterdam.
Please don't get anywhere close to him. Possible mold spores and filth could rub off on you.
Exactly. Then they are in Berlin. Then they are, this is new to Lisbon. Then they come into Munich.
Lisbon, is that like Cinnabon?
Isn't that
Lisboa.
Less delicious.
isn't that
Lisboa.
ladies that like ladies? Those
Ladies
are
and
Lisbons,
liquors
right?
and leverage.
Lesbian Cinnabons.
And then they are in Munich, where I may or may not be on the stage.
Oh, you're gonna go make an appearance, huh?
Cool.
Definitely be outside kissing babies. Then they
What
are
the dates on that?
in
Oh, wait,
London, a Pulsechain tour, and there's another cruise. And then this Richard Hart hearing thing, October 24th. But with the info that we revealed here on the show from last week, from the court docket, I don't think this is still a thing, the October 24.
Well,
I'm
a lot
reading-
of people show up anyway.
Yeah, you can show up, but there won't be anything happening because all the
Buy your non-refundable
newly-
tickets now.
The newly
no.
set dates are next year. So if that
Well,
info is correct, or
No,
not.
I thought this is still a moment in time where the judge can approve for certain points of the argument to be weeded out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
think that's still
unlikely.
valid.
It's unlikely.
Well, I'm just
think it's still
not
a
sure.
valid
Like, I'd
hearing.
like to urge the organizers to really double check and make sure that that people are not booking flights when there's nothing happening.
The
Let me
lawyers
get
should
my other hat out.
actually-
I have some information that I might be able to add to that. Get my highest of stakes hat on.
Yes, sir.
So there have been some rumblings in the highest of stakes producer group. We have a meeting coming up
Oh.
soon about various things, potential sequel.
Good night, everyone.
and- yeah, right. And also,
Give
we will-
freely. We need another. We need another.
we will not have
crane
Papa
for our-
B
for
in
our-
the sequel,
yeah.
that's for sure. But no,
Thank
but part of that discussion was a film crew at New York, right?
Ah, right.
So it will most definitely be confirmed because you don't want that expense if it ain't happening, right? So
And you also
I'll
don't
find out
want
more
that
once we
footage
get
of
this.
people all depressed in the street when nothing happens. You don't want. You don't
It's like
need that
little-
to help us.
like little limp,
Look at all the
soggy
sycophants
picket
that showed
signs.
up.
Like,
Yeah,
"Meh."
yeah.
It's like
That's
I'm
right.
wrecked.
Look at all these losers.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
there
we
you
don't
go.
need that.
Chrispyman, any final words? Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a different vibe here, isn't it, Crispy?
Yeah.
than
Oh yeah, these guys
Tuesdays?
are a lot of fun. Yeah, I would say this is if you're looking for long-term planning, consider Hex, man. Don't fade the Hex and the T-shares. I know not the most exciting stuff, but man, it's there.
It's there. It's working. It's working flawlessly for years. So don't sleep on the king. And we're gonna leave you with a brand new song by the community's own Lisa Marie, and it's actually called "The Jeet King."
Can't wait for Lisa Marie
Oh my
coin.
gosh.
Yeah, we need Lisa Marie on the show one day. Shout out to
Yes.
Lisa Marie. She
Yes.
does amazing
Lovely,
content.
lovely voice.
So thank you everybody for tuning in. We got 65 people watching live right now. We usually get 300-400 replays on the X, on the YouTubes. Thank you much for all the support. Thank you so much. And join up, join our Telegram, follow us on YouTube, on Twitch. We're now on Twitch. We're called What the Hex Official on Twitch. So click all these links. Everything's down in the description. Hexfire.io. Toby, thank you for the TAP, the Papa Bona, and we're
Always a
out of
blast.
here with the Jeet King. We see you guys on the next one. Salute.